just joined us on the System After Dark, this is a homegrown number courtesy of E3 and Cracker. Bulla, how's it going? I'm D, your host on the System After Dark, right here on Today FM. Today's hit music. You can catch me weeknights at 7 p.m. That's from Monday to Friday, only on the home of Today's hit music. And don't forget, that's D with you every weeknight on the System After Dark. Even got that homebrew flowing.
In this bulletin, Fiji welcomes first JETSTAR flight from Gold Coast. Over 100 chiefly positions vacant, says Ethiopian Affairs Ministry. And new varieties of potato and sweet potatoes to address food security concerns. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. Australian airline JETSTAR has become the first low-cost carrier to begin flights from Gold Coast to Fiji. The new flight out of Gold Coast is expected to stimulate tourist arrivals, creating an additional 50,000 seats. Christopher Chand reports.
Despite the airline's financial hardships, JETSTAR has seen the potential to grow its business, flying into Nandi this afternoon.
It's important that the services are commercially viable. We don't take these decisions lightly, and with the support of the government and the airport and the tourism operators, we're very confident for the outlook for these services from the Gold Coast to Fiji.
JETSTAR's arrival from Gold Coast increases competition in the airline industry.
About 50,000 seats that are now available from Gold Coast to Nandi. How do you plan to fill those seats?
Well, look, our low fares model will certainly stimulate and fill those seats, so we're very excited by the prospect of the 3 services a week. Together with the 4 services a week from Sydney, that's over 120,000 seats available to come here to Fiji.
The airline will fly into Nandi on Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays using its 180-seat Airbus A320. Today the new flight was warmly welcomed at Nandi Airport.
Oh yes, absolutely. You know, Australia is our biggest market, and this is a welcome addition to it. We've had some discussions before. There's a great in terms of bringing more and more tourists and numbers, upping the numbers.
And it augurs well for the tourism industry, it augurs well for trade as well. For your information, this is the first time Airports Fiji Limited has participated in the process of bringing a new route into the country.
JETSTAR's arrival is the newest port that has opened up for Fiji in almost 5.5 years. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
We now go live to our Nandi office to join Christopher Chand. Chris, the arrival of the new flight is big news for the tourism and aviation industry.
Yes, Jackie, JETSTAR is not only going to bring more tourists, but the arrival from Gold Coast will create more economic opportunities. They began flying into Fiji in 2010 from Sydney, and this new flight comes at a time when tourism numbers are already increasing, and it is proving to be a popular route for JETSTAR. The airline is already flying 4 times a week from Sydney, and this latest edition is creating a total of 120,000 seats on these flights to Fiji.
That's fantastic. Thanks for that, Chris. More than 100 chiefly positions in villages around the country are vacant. This was highlighted by the Permanent Secretary for Ethiopian Affairs, Savanatha Sela, during a presentation to the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Natural Resources. Watisoni Rakandroka reports.
Chiefly positions that are currently vacant include that of Turangani Matangali, Turangani Tokotoka, Turangani Awusa, and Turangani Wonua in various villages countrywide.
The filling of chiefly titles will enable the chiefs to guide, direct their people, and at the same time the people are also comfortable that there is really a chief there in the village who is providing the guidance.
Savanatha Councillor told the Standing Committee the Ethiopian Affairs wants all these vacant positions to be filled.
But we cannot force anyone on the village level, community level, to fill the position by such a date or to be given to somebody else, because I think there is a process that needs to be followed in this particular instance.
Kaunisela says chiefs have been informed and some are taking the issue into consideration.
Now they are actually understanding why, or the way the perspective of the municipality looking in terms of the filling of vacant positions of chiefs, and they are coming in now.
The appointment of a person to fill a vacant chiefly position will go through the Mboseva Koro and then the Mboseva Nua, where it will be tabled and passed. What is Unirikan Roka, FBC News.
The Public Rental Board has commenced construction of new flats at Nangere in Savusavu. This is part of the government's efforts to address housing challenges faced by many families. Ritika Pratap with the details.
Families or individuals who desire to rent flats within the Savusavu rental estate will now get an opportunity to do so once this new housing project is completed. There will be 32 one-bedroom and 16 two-bedroom flats to supplement the existing 37 flats.
This development comprises of 2 4-story blocks with a disabled-friendly 1 and 2-bedroom units, car parking space and a private entrance for each unit.
Public Rental Board engineers designed the housing development, which has been funded by the government through a grant of $3.3 million. Bala says similar projects are underway in other parts of the country.
My ministry, in collaboration with PRB, had just completed an additional 210 rental housing units in Rawai and another 36 rental housing units in Colombo State that is expected to be completed by August this year.
The Public Rental Board currently has a total of 1,380 rental units. To support the PRB transitional housing policy, the ministry has continued to provide housing grants for rental subsidy to around 6,500 financially disadvantaged tenants. This has amounted to about $9 million over the last 9 years. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Potatoes are one of the most consumed crops in the Pacific Island region, and Fiji spends $17 million every year to import them. However, island nations are now beginning to grow potatoes, and Akosita Tale reports almost 70 new varieties of potato and sweet potato will soon be available to Fiji.
This is where the 17 new varieties of potatoes will be bred for the next few months before it is supplied to markets and farms and exported to other countries. The Secretariat of the Pacific Community Center for Pacific Crops and Trees has received 42 potato varieties in tissue cultures.
Although we haven't really sent them out yet, but these are varieties that are heat tolerant, and we particularly, when we source accessions from other international agriculture centers and gene banks, we particularly ask for varieties that are suitable for our environment and our conditions.
The potatoes are different than most imported ones as they are subtropical, heat tolerant and resistant to potato viruses. The center has also received 27 advanced hybrid of sweet potato varieties which has orange and purple flesh, high in nutrients to help improve diets. These are very popular for tourist markets in Cook Islands, Niue and Samoa.
Usually it takes us 2 to 3 months to multiply. Probably we'll give it another 6 months because we're not only looking at Fiji alone, we're also looking at the whole region, so we will probably need roughly 4 to 6 months to cover the whole region. But if we're looking for a particular country alone, we can do it within 2 to 3 months.
The new potato varieties originate from Peru, while the sweet potatoes are mainly from Peru as well as Argentina, Bolivia and Ecuador. Akosita Tale, FBC News.
Still to come on FBC News, Pacific countries tour coconut industry with view of getting EU funding.
FM number 2 and Sierra Nahona in Denmark ke Central Rental Support ke Rusun Vitra Minichi me ba na koloko. Ni sabola.
Oya wa tisoni dalai.
Gonga e mosdon.
Nama kikirau mena tolu kene bitu. Ena via kati moliti kene borombuka.
Goria na lali ne kabi. Bula FM number 2 and Sierra.
My name is Luca. Gold FM, only the classic hits. I hope you're having fun so far. You're listening to The Ride, and I'm Kara, taking you through your afternoon. Stay with me to listen to more awesome classics right here on The Ride. Bulabinaka, for awesome sounds in the afternoon. Wonderful, wonderful classics. Join me on The Ride every weekday right here on Gold FM, only the classic hits from 2 to 7.
Just don't ask me what it was. I think it's 'cause
Welcome back. This is FBC News. The Fiji Red Cross Society today launched its 5-year plan aimed at creating more resilient communities. The FRCS 2015 to 2019 strategic plan outlines 3 goals that will help achieve the organization's target. Sakyu Sanaivor reports.
Fiji Red Cross Society will now change its approach when it comes to responding to disasters in communities. During a call of duty, it will first see what the community needs and the type of work to be carried out.
Instead of management down telling the community what to do, it's now the community telling management and telling the volunteers, this is what the community needs, this is what we want, and then our job is to go and work with the community to implement it and make sure that when we actually stay, we don't come out.
FRCS President Kathy Wong says part of their plan is to always have people on the ground ready to deliver services.
It's the community that suffer, the people in the community, and we need to have people on the ground ready to deliver as soon as there's an impact, as soon as the need arises. With the previous approach, it took a bit longer for us to get into the community. This time we are already there within the community.
Chief Guest and Fiji Red Cross Society patron President Ratoipeli Neletkau says building resilient communities is important as climate change disaster in our region will increase in both severity and frequency.
This goal focuses on 5 key outcomes that we believe will build resilient communities. They are disaster risk reduction and disaster response, health and care, youth, first aid, safety, and integration. To be resilient, communities and individuals need to understand the importance of preparing for disaster, that the potential risks are identified and steps taken to mitigate them.
The plan is the result of a 10-month extensive consultation process involving workshops, surveys and forums. It captures the local, regional and international trends and the emerging issues in the provision of humanitarian services. Sekusa Naibo, FBC News.
9 Pacific countries in the ACP grouping, including Fiji, are discussing plans for their coconut industries in order to access close to $8 million funding available from the European Union. Eleanor Tarangaivu has more.
Coconuts have a unique potential to contribute to sustainable rural livelihoods throughout the Pacific and can be a key driver for employment, income and growth in the region. The Pacific Coconut Project is being put together to help the region revitalize its coconut industry, a challenge which many islands face.
In the region, the coconut industry is quite an important one, especially because most of our farmers are in the rural areas. It is really to help them and also for the industry as a whole and how we could revive the industry and also invite a lot of investment.
Participants of this workshop are refining and finalizing their country needs and coconut industry status so they can access the funding.
We want to hear from the country. What are their gaps, how this project would be able to assist them, even though it's not a big, it's quite an important sum, but it's not a big sum to cater for everybody's needs and all the problems that we face. But at least we want to use this as a catalyst, for growth.
Secretariat of the Pacific Community says market opportunities for coconut has grown substantially in the last few years. It wants the local industry in the Pacific to take a piece of that pie.
We are serious because we fully understand how important this particular crop is to Fiji and the number of beneficiaries of people in the rural areas that can benefit from.
The workshop is also putting together a strategy on how to distribute the funding if granted by the European Union. Eleanor Turangaivu, FBC News.
A completed two-lane stretch of what will eventually be a four-lane highway in Nandi has been opened. It runs from Naisoso to Votolevu past Nandi International Airport. Akusita Tale reports the completed four-lane highway is expected to be in full service by September in the Fiji Roads Authority's plans for Nandi roads.
This stretch of road is one of the busiest in Nandi. Fiji Roads Authority engineer Zaina Khan says while the traffic queue has eased around the airport entrance, more still needs to be done.
Particularly at Votolevu roundabout, we're now getting more congestion because we've had to reduce the area to the road users there down to the minimum restriction which we always promised, which was one lane in each direction.
Khan adds the Votolevu roundabout is tricky at the moment due to construction. However, the work is expected to be completed by mid-May.
We promised to open up this side and do the switches by March. This is not a complete product. I would like to remind Fiji that we still have a lot to do. We have to finish off footpaths, we have to finish off bus shelters, we've got to finish off the traffic signals that we will have at the airport entrance.
Motorists have been requested to be considerate and stick to speed limits when driving through the construction area. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
Police are requesting assistance in their search for 33-year-old Lisa Tuinavitilevu of Cunningham Stage 1, who has been missing since the 22nd of February. A report was lodged with police by her mother after she failed to return home. She was last seen wearing a blue t-shirt with three-quarter brown pants. Anyone with information is requested to call the Valilevu police station. And we turn to sports now. Here's Jamie with the latest.
Nakajaki, and good evening. In sports after the break, Mba and Suva football sides gear up for OFC Champions League and Fiji Sevens players to receive a share of Hong Kong Sevens prize money. Details coming up.
Gold FM, only the classic hits. Beautiful song from the group Firehouse and When I Look Into Your Eyes. Before that, you heard from Smokey Robinson with One Heartbeat. We'll take a short break and join us in the next hour for more music from Seal. Bulablaga. I'm DJ Tora. Join me every weekdays, 7 until midnight on the Premium Classics. Right here on Gold FM, only the classic hits.
छू 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 हे नमस्ते फीजी, आपके हर एक प्रॉब्लम की दवा लेकर मैं आ गई हूँ 9 से 12 बजे तक आपकी सहेली रेनू। छू 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 40 में 20 का दिखना है। मैं हूँ ना आपके साथ में मिर्ची एफएम पर 9 से 12 बजे तक मंडे टू फ्राइडे। मिर्ची, इट्स हॉट।
Fiji Rugby Union CEO Randronro Tambolevu has confirmed the Vodafone Fiji Sevens players will receive a share of the prize money from the Hong Kong tournament. The side won US $150,000 after defeating New Zealand 33-19 in the Cup final on Sunday. Josephine Avula has the details.
After the victorious win, Fiji Rugby Union CEO Randronro Tambolevu says the players will share the prize money, but so far no one knows how much will they get.
I can confirm that the boys will have a share of that prize money in addition to the bonuses that they get when they win tournaments such as this. So yeah, it's going to be a good weekend, I'm sure, for them. And in addition to that, they've got the added incentive of getting some more bonus this weekend.
Tambolevu says the Hong Kong win has raised the standard of competition at the Fiji Rugby Union.
We've got Japan this weekend, and then we've got the Glasgow and the England legs after that. And then beyond that, we've got to start getting ready for Rio in 2016. If there's a cause for celebration, perhaps we should wait until we succeed in Rio.
Tambolevu adds the win has also motivated the players as they prepare for Japan and beyond.
A very rewarding competition. It sets the pace for the Fiji Rugby Union for the rest of the year.
While Fiji is pooled with Wales, England and Hong Kong at the Tokyo Sevens this weekend. Josephina Vula, FBC Sports.
The World Rugby Pacific Challenge was a godsend for budding local rugby players. Telecom PG Warriors mentor Senirusi Serubakula says the 3-week tournament has assisted in the development of his players.
There's a lot of development have to be done. We have to believe on these local players. That's why we have the national competition. It's no use having the national competition and then they are not taking part in the international arena. We have to believe in themselves and bring them and prepare them well. And the preparation is one of the main concerns. If you prepare them well and give them the right technique and right teaching.
The Telecom PG Warriors will assemble again in May and head for South America, where they will take on the Argentina Pampers and Uruguay. Corovuto College is geared up to the 2015 Coca-Cola Games next month after receiving the Games torch yesterday. The school was the overall winner at the Nandi Secondary School's athletics zone after scooping a total of 13 gold, 8 silver and 3 bronze medals. The torch relay continued on the Singatoka Secondary Schools today on its journey to the 2015 Coca-Cola Games on the 24th and 25th of next month at the NZ Stadium in Suva. The Ba and Suva football sides face a mammoth task when they take on the best teams from the region in the OFC Champions League. While Ba is not new to the competition, it will be a maiden outing for the capital city side. Rohit Deo with the details.
The 13th edition of the OFC Champions League kicks off on the 11th of April, with 12 teams competing for the Oceania's prestigious trophy in a spot at the next FIFA Club World Cup. The men in black first entered the OFC Champions League in 2005. Since their debut, they have participated in 8 editions, but have only once reached the final in 2007 against Waitakere United. They know it won't be easy going this time around.
We are there to win just for Fiji. I know it will be a big challenge for Ba and Suva both. Second time 2 districts from Fiji that will be participating, and big thank goes to the current officials under Mr. Rajesh Paral, CEO Bob, for the changes they have brought in soccer in this country.
Making their debut in the competition, Fijian champions Suva will have the difficult task trying to overcome both 2004 finalists Auckland City and Amical FC. To strengthen their squad ahead of the tournament, Suva have recruited from Fiji and overseas.
Yes, if you look at the pool itself, it's a very tough pool, toughest pool of all the 3. And we are not taking any team lightly. We want to do our best as we are representing Fiji, so we'll work hard to get a better result.
Suva takes on Auckland City in their first match at 4:30 p.m. on Saturday week at the NZ Stadium in Suva. Ba also opened their campaign on the same day as they host New Caledonia's Gaitsa at Govin Park at 7 p.m. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
The Lakemba cricket team is not taking the Easter Championships lightly. In a warm-up match yesterday, they defeated Mothe by 3 wickets. Mothe batted first and made 123 runs in 20 overs at the loss of 9 wickets. In reply, Lakemba reached the target in 19 overs. The Easter Cricket Championships will be held at Albert Park in Suva from this Friday and will feature 3 overseas teams. That is your sports for this evening. It's back to Jackie now with business.
Nathandola-based Intercontinental Fiji Resort will introduce new sales strategies and initiatives to take advantage of the pending waiver of visa entry requirements between China and Fiji. Director of Leisure, Sales and Marketing Hudson Mitchell says it has included China in its yearly sales calls to further develop the market and strengthen its overall position as a premier destination in Fiji. The resort enjoyed an increase in China market shares in February. It has also recruited a Chinese sales and guest service coordinator to ensure they provide exceptional experiences to their Chinese guests. Generally fine weather conditions prevailed over most parts of the country today. A trough of low pressure lies over Tokelau, Samoa and southern Cooks. Meanwhile, a southeast wind flow prevails over much of the southwest Pacific. And temperatures remained in the 30s, with Mombasa notching the highest at 33 degrees. Tomorrow, fine apart from brief showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands, forecast for tomorrow. And further outlook is Thursday's outlook. Few showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands, afternoon or evening showers elsewhere. And recapping our headlines. Fiji welcomes first JETSTAR flight from Gold Coast. Over 100 chiefly positions vacant, says Ethiopian Affairs Ministry, and new varieties of potato and sweet potatoes to help food security in Fiji and the Pacific. Now to our poll question. We're asking this week, are you satisfied with the services of your municipal councils? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page, FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That's FBC News for tonight. I'll see you again tomorrow. Good evening.
मेरा चांद मुझे आया है नजर, ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर। छाया है नशा मेरे आंखों पर, ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर। रह जाए ना प्यासा मेरा प्यार, मेरे बाहों में भर दे मेरा यार, ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर, ऐ रात जरा थम थम के गुजर। है दोस्तों, मैं हूं जितेन शांडिल। आप रात के बाद हमारे साथ अब रफ्तार प्रोग्राम में 3 से लेकर रात 7 के बीच शामिल हो सकते हैं। मिर्ची FM, इट्स हॉट।